Canes fans, you need to give Manny Diaz some respect. And yes, he's earned it. What's going on, Canes fans? Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a juicy one to kick off the week. I have a feeling that the comment section is going to get a little heated, and that's okay. If you agree, let's talk about it. If you disagree, let's discuss it. I posted this statement on Twitter several days ago, and I received quite the response, and for the most part, it was negative. My argument is that Manny Diaz has earned some respect from the fans. Now, hear me out for just a moment before you start ripping me a new one down in the comment section and before you type out your argument. I'm not saying that Manny Diaz is perfect. I'm not saying that he's the best head coach. I'm not saying in any way that he's accomplished great things while at Miami as a head coach. But what I am saying is he's continued to make big moves and changes during the offseason, and lots of other head coaches are too stubborn to do so. Take just a moment and humor me. Let's play hypothetical. Use your imagination. Sit back and close your eyes and think about what we went through with Mark Richt and Al Golden. Listen, I know it's tough, okay? Mark Richt did some things for the program, I understand, but what I'm getting at here is I would put money on it that if in the 2019 season we had Mark Richt or Al Golden, we would still have Dan Enos in 2020. That's, of course, assuming that Dan Enos was the OC in 2019. I know I'm throwing a bunch of what-ifs and hypotheticals in there, but the point I'm making is they wouldn't have made these big-time changes to the staff. They just wouldn't have done it. Their second season, if it was in 2020, the COVID season, definitely no big-time changes. Probably no changes at all. It's so refreshing to me to have a head coach that's with the times and he's willing to make big moves. And listen, I totally agree that it's not translated to the amount of on-field success that we as Miami Hurricanes fans expect. However, we do also have to remember that Manny Diaz is only going into year number 3. And again, year number 3 hasn't actually even started yet. And year number 2, once again, I know you guys are tired of hearing it, and I'm not making excuses for him, but it was the COVID season. And as much as we also still don't want to talk about it, Manny Diaz is a first-time head coach, so he's still learning on the job to an extent. And I'm not saying that I'm okay with that, but that is where we find ourselves at this point in time. We didn't go out and get Mario Cristobal or some of the other names, of course, that were thrown out there after Mark Richt. So he is still learning on the job a little bit. So he's going to make some mistakes, but he's showing me that he's willing to acknowledge those and make some changes. I don't want to just scrap our staff and start another full rebuild again. If Manny Diaz is out, you got to remember, people are like, well, I like Rhett Lashlee. Well, most likely Rhett Lashlee is out too. We'd have to do a complete rebuild, take all of our expectations, drop them all the way down to the bottom, start fresh, and start all over with brand new faces. I think a lot of times what we're doing is we're faulting Manny for the past when he's actually only been the head coach for going on 3 years now. And honestly, I think a lot of times we're just impatient. And again, I'm putting myself in that category at times as well. And you can go ahead and try to hop in the comment section and say that Coach Coop is making excuses for Manny Diaz or that I'm some kind of Manny Diaz fanatic or lover. You can put whatever the heck you want, but for the most part, I've been very critical and tough on this coaching staff and team, and I've been keeping it very realistic on this channel. And also, don't get me wrong, I want you and everyone on the team, and that includes coaching staff and players, to expect greatness and nothing less. Never settle, period. But we can't just keep bringing in a new flipping head coach every 3 years and an entirely new staff and expect our recruiting to continue to do well and expect a national championship year 1 every single time. And you know, I was thinking about it just now while making this argument, and I think that one thing Manny is really missing here is a big signature win. I think that that would help out his reputation amongst Miami fans a lot. Looking back, his biggest wins would probably be 20th ranked Virginia in 2019, but that was a very unimpressive win. or maybe in 2020, 18th ranked Louisville, but they ended up being a fluke, right? And some people might argue NC State, but that still wasn't impressive to me. It was still a close game. Manny needs a big signature win in 2021 to take some of the heat off of his back. And of course, he needs more than just that one big-time win, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to tell you guys, be careful what you wish for. I, for one, am very happy that Manny Diaz is willing to make changes year after year. That shows me that he wants to win and he's trying to do what's best for the team, surrounding himself with talented people. I truly don't know what more you could expect from him during the offseason. And again, keyword offseason. But let's, as Miami Hurricanes fans, give Manny Diaz some time. And I think that once we cross over all of these hurdles, that we'll be happy with the results. And I'm already well aware that the number one argument in the comment section, I can already very vividly see it in my mind, is going to be that Manny doesn't get any respect from you until these big moves equal wins during the season, until you actually see it on the field. And to that I say, I completely understand. We've got to win, period. But with all of the big-time changes Manny has made in just 2 seasons, both years, he's earned a little bit of respect from Coach Coop. And do not think I have forgotten. I will absolutely be disappointed in Manny if he does not get rid of his BFF, a.k.a. Blake Baker. Right now, everything's still kind of in limbo. I'm hearing yes, I'm hearing no, I'm hearing it's a done deal, I'm hearing it's not a done deal. There are a lot of things with that that's just not making sense, because you would think most of the time you would want a DC to come in and then approve hires for defensive backs coaches and defensive line coaches and things like that. And we've already brought in T-Rob, but some people say, well, maybe he already verified it with some guy, or some people say, well, that means he's keeping Baker. Some people say, who wouldn't want T-Rob regardless of the coach? So I just got to say that, yeah, you guys know I'm on the fire Blake Baker train. I'm all for it, and I will be disappointed if he doesn't do it. But overall, as I already said, it's refreshing to have a head coach that is willing to truly evaluate and make some changes, because there for a while we were dealing with some pretty darn stubborn coaches. So go ahead. Let's get the argument started down in the comment section. I'm not trying to separate us or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're all just discussing Miami Hurricanes football, and we all want what's best for the team. We all just have our own opinion. So it's okay if you agree with me. It's okay if you disagree with me. And it's okay to have conversations back and forth with other Miami Hurricanes fans. And I fully expect it to get a little heated because, again, I posted everybody needs to give Manny Diaz a little more respect on Twitter. And boy, did I get some interesting DMs and some responses from some very fired up fans. So as I said, it's okay. I love the conversation. So drop those comments down there and let's be very engaged on this video, because I told you guys I've got some juicy videos coming up during the offseason that are going to get Canes fans talking, and this is definitely one of them. So remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.